Hey folks, Dave Parrish here with Knack Builders, doing another video. If you like these, please like them on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. But today's topic, fun with conditional rules. Conditional, or fields that you can apply conditions to and change their values, are really interesting and super powerful, and you can do all kinds of things. I'm not going to try to break down different things you can do. That's not my attempt here. I just think they're really cool. I have a lot of good use cases of how I put them together. And so I'm going to do a series of just different things I've done. This is the first one. And just real briefly, for conditional rules on any field, you can go to it and go to conditions and add a condition. And you can do all kinds of things again. But basically, you can set its value to other values. You can do a whole bunch of combination of things. Every field type might have different criteria that allows you to do different things. And I'm going to give you an example of one I recently did that saved a lot of time. Thanks. Okay, I'm back, and let's just jump right into this. Go through a conditional rule thing here. Here's an app. It's an invoicing app. And this is the table or the object invoices. And invoices have a status. And we have several statuses. They're working on it. They haven't submitted it. They submitted it. It's under review. It's been approved. In some cases, something isn't right. And they sort of put it on hold, throw it back to the people that created the invoice and have them do something, and then finally it's paid. Now, here's the deal. Remember these different statuses. Here's an example of an invoice, and its status is not submitted yet. And when it's not submitted yet, the person creating it still has the ability to edit the invoice itself, edit the line items, delete line items, add more line items, and then finally submit it. Once they submit it, and this makes sense, they don't have the ability to change anything. All these are done by page rules, mostly. And when it goes on hold, we want them to be able to edit it too. But all these other things, statuses, we don't want them to edit. And the way we do that is a page rule that hides it and shows a message. If they click on edit, it's going to say you can't edit, it's been submitted, and different things like that. And this is a page rule that will just hide these. But here's the issue I had. And there's a bunch of places. We got edit, we got these two things, we got edit here, we got delete. All these have to be dealt with rules. And if you know anything about how you set rules with Knack, in this case where you're setting these page rules, it doesn't allow and or all any. It's just all and. And I can't create a condition that is not submitted yet and on hold. You can't be both of those at the same time. Now, experienced builders will know what I'm talking about. It's difficult to get around that. I would have to create for every one of those several places where we're going to disable the ability to edit or do things. I'd have to make a rule for each one of these. Is it this, hide or not hide? Is it that, hide or not hide? So there's 6 of these, and I got 4 or 5 places. So I'd have to do a whole bunch of rules. I made this a lot easier with conditional rules. I'm going to show you right now. Let's go to this. Here's our invoice status, right? We got all these different things. Down at the bottom, I made a multiple choice. And when I do behind the scenes things, I mean, it's not really something someone's filling out. I put an asterisk next to it. This is allow rep to edit. Multiple choice, and it's a simple yes or no. That gives me one thing that I can drive all the page rules, not 6 different things. And then I made a condition for each of the 6. If it's not submitted, they are. If it's Submitted, no. Okay, so I had to do this 6 times, but I didn't have to do it 6 times in 5 different places. So this gives me, for all these, the ability to do that. And I'm going to go over, show you what I did. Here's the ability to edit. Here's that ability. Now here's the page rule. Basically, it just gives me this one thing. Is rep allowed to edit? No. If the answer is no, depending on the status, it's going to hide this thing, ability to edit. And it's also going to show this message, invoice cannot be edited. Now, I might approach it slightly different depending on where I'm doing things. And so that's saved a lot of time. And it's really easy if you know what you're doing with those rules. A note here, too, expense line items. So we have the parent, which is the invoice, and then individual expense line items. I can't grab that value. Sometimes Knack lets you get to related values. In this case, it doesn't. Each line item, I won't have access to that thing I made, the yes, no. But I can draw it in. I just use a text formula. Went up to the invoice, the parent record, said, hey, grab that yes, no. Are they able to edit? Put it in natively in this line item record. And that allowed me to capture it. Then I can set a rule based on that. Same thing with the edit. The edit, if it's no, it's going to hide delete, so they can't delete it. So once they've submitted it and it's not on hold, they don't have any ability to change it because we don't want them to. That's all I got. That's a use case, and I'll have others. Thanks.